I'm the Irish guy, and Cristiano Ronaldo is signing for Atletico Madrid. I mean, we all might as well just get on board and get used to it because it's happening. And it's happening soon. I mean, I know you all think that I predict things about as well as a pig digests milk. Spoilers, they don't. It sort of turns their poo into cement. But lads, I don't care. I do not care that I've got the future-telling ability of a banana sandwich. I am still fully confident that this deal is happening. Lads, Ronaldo has not played a single minute of Manchester United's pre-season. I'm not sure he's even met Erik ten Hag. I mean, the Dutchman has probably just got Stephen McLaren to repeatedly ring him on Skype. And I'm pretty sure to someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, that's a bit like receiving 12 missed calls from your demented grandmother who spends her days ironing the cat and weeing herself on the couch watching Neighbours. Ronaldo does not want to speak to a failed Derby County boss. Ronaldo does not want any part of Manchester United this season. To him, the prospect of playing in the Europa League. You'd swear he's been asked to spend every Thursday night cleaning up elephant poo at the zoo. I get that the Europa League is not the Champions League, Chris, but I mean, it's still football and a trophy you can realistically win. I mean, it's not like you've been told to spend every Thursday night sleeping on the floor of a prison cell in Cuba. It's not like you've been told to eat microwave dog genitals with a spoon or lick a mouse's earwax off the wall. No, this is just more European football. That's all it is. Get over yourself, Ronnie. I mean, Christ above, a sporting goat like Jose Mourinho has the European Conference League tattooed on his arm. And that's just the modern day Inter-Toto Cup. I mean, the trophy itself is probably made out of paper mache. If that's good enough for him, this should be good enough for you. Ronaldo, you'll be 38 years old at the end of the season. I promise you, it is not a disgrace to be playing in this competition at your age. If anything, it's normal. I mean, what is he so embarrassed about? It's like an 85-year-old pensioner being ashamed that his willy doesn't work anymore. I'd be surprised if it did. Does Ronaldo seem to think that this tournament is just for the peasants of football? Yes, I get it. It doesn't sound great when you read the blurb on the back of the DVD box and see that the likes of Lee Cattermole, Chris Boyd, Paul Konchesky and Christian Benteke have all appeared in the final. I get it, that's a who's who of footballing dross. And that would sort of give you a hint that the standard of competition would make you want to get sick on the floor. But I'm sorry, Ronaldo. Do you know who else has played in this competition? Ronaldinho played 47 games in the Champions League, yes. But I mean, he also played 23 times in the Europa League. This is one of the biggest superstars sport has ever seen. He looks like someone who probably lives in a palace, has about 5 Ferraris parked on the lawn, and no doubt has a team of butlers dotted around the house. Christ Bob, he probably pays one of them $5 a week just to flush his toilet and scrape dog poo off the couch. And yet, he still walked out on the football pitch on a Thursday night nearly 30 times in his life, willing to sit on Ryanair aeroplanes to the likes of Glasgow, Budapest, Putshaw, Brøndby and Portsmouth. I mean, that sounds like an interrail trip from hell. I mean, you really think he found it fun? Sleeping on the floor of a train across Slovakia? Or sharing a travelodge room with Deco and Pompey? I mean, Zinedine Zidane, 2 years after single-handedly winning France the World Cup on home soil, he was part of a Juventus team playing in the Europa League last 16 and getting slapped 4-0 by Celta Vigo. The Europa League was Zidane's bread and butter, pretty much season in, season out, until 6 years before he retired. Does Ronaldo think that competing in this competition makes him any less of a man? I mean, does he think the rest of the snooty, snobby footballing world is just going to point and laugh at him like this is some gotcha moment? As if this is a tabloid paparazzi getting a photo of Simon Cowell eating his lunch out of a bin? Does he think that this will destroy his legacy somehow? Sorry, Ronaldo, but no, you could literally drink a bottle of pigeon piss on the pitch before kissing Susan Boyle on the mouth in the centre circle, and you would still go down as one of the all-time GOATs. Playing in the Europa League, it's almost a rite of passage. I mean, Ronaldo, you'd be surprised to hear how many superstars have horror stories of playing in this competition. I mean, Thierry Henry, arguably the greatest footballer the Premier League has ever seen. I mean, his first ever European night was being spat out onto the pitch to play 19 minutes in a 3-0 defeat to Leeds. I mean, Michael Owen is a fellow Ballon d'Or winner, right? I mean, he played more games in the Europa League than he did the Champions League. I mean, he came dangerously close to playing in this competition for the likes of Newcastle and Stoke. I mean, that would have been embarrassing. A guy who's played and scored in El Clasico, now lining up in a European night with Glenn Whelan, it would have been so mortifying, he'd probably have thrown up in his shoes. The likes of Raul, Kaká, Andrés Iniesta, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, Dani Alves, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, Luis Suarez. I could literally go on forever, but they all dip their toes in this competition. Ronaldo should get over himself. I mean, just imagine the 31st of May 2023 and lining out for Manchester United in the Puskas Arena for a Europa League final against Arsenal. I mean, your old foes from 2005. I mean, don't act like that FA Cup final loss to them doesn't still sting like a jellyfish kiss on your nose. No, Arsenal were the traditional old enemy from his first spell at Manchester United. So I'm sorry, being able to tick off that box and scratch that itch of actually being able to beat them in a final. But now, he's not going to stay at Old Trafford. He's going to move to Atletico Madrid. I mean, of course he is.
Oh, Ronaldo is far too loyal to ever do that. Shut up, Irish guy. Why don't you go back to French kissing your cat on the stairs?
I'm sorry, lads. Are we all just forgetting that this man was effectively one taxi and a pound pen away from becoming a Manchester City footballer last summer? I mean, clearly his sense of loyalty is about as deep as a spider's libido. I mean, have you ever caught spiders making love? Yeah, me neither. I'm guessing if he did have a Back to the Future moment where that crazy old man would give Ronaldo a chance to go back to last summer, I'm pretty sure he'd have gone through with his Etihad plan. Yeah, sure, he's had some nice moments back at Old Trafford. I mean, crazy well, the fans kept chanting Sue so much, it made the place sound like it was full of 50,000 cows getting milked. But anyone who thinks that he wouldn't dare quit Manchester for Madrid, I'm sorry, that is the exact move he made in 2009. And he wanted to make in 2008 too. And 2006. Forget football for a minute. This is a boy born on the island of Madeira. Clearly, he hates rain. I mean, this is what he said 14 years ago. Cristiano Ronaldo has confirmed he'd be happy to stay at Old Trafford for life if it wasn't for the Manchester weather. People who say that Manchester is his home. No. He hates Manchester. He plays for Manchester United in spite of the city. I mean, this is a cultured, wealthy entrepreneur. Do you really think he enjoys living in a town which constantly stinks of moldy fish and chips? I mean, when it starts snowing in November, you just know this guy probably spends every evening crying in the dark. I'm pretty sure if the offer of a return to Madrid is there, then just like with David De Gea and Thibaut Courtois, he's going to have his partner chewing off his ear for a return. Honestly, being forced to stick around in England for one more year. Another year being forced to wear hoodies in March. I mean, sure, building snowmen with the kids might have been a nice novelty last winter, but another Christmas of that, and I'm pretty sure his wife and kids are going to have the enthusiasm of orphans eating bowls of mud. Right now, Diego Simeone looks like he's going to put Antoine Griezmann on the transfer list to get his mental £351,000 a week wages off the payroll. I mean, he's technically, officially still a Barcelona employee, but considering they've got more forwards than Ed Sheeran has freckles on his face, then I'm pretty sure if Xavi saw this fella drive his car back into the Nou Camp car park, and he'd probably just turn off all the lights, close the curtains and pretend to be asleep. Griezmann is about as welcome at Barcelona as an outbreak of smallpox in the showers. Atleti would need to make the obligatory purchase permanent for 40 million euros, which they're contracted to do in 2023 anyway, and so do that now and you can immediately sell him. I think the PSG door has since shut in his face, so who else would take him right now? To me, the only clubs willing to max those wages are out in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. I mean, if this was in 2019, then yeah, I'd say the odds on for China. But that whole league has sort of financially crumbled on itself. So yeah, honestly, he's probably going to go to Qatar. Maybe link up with James Rodriguez at Al Rayyan or join Santi Cazorla at Al Sadd. Maybe. But apparently the Atletico fans are already protesting on Twitter. They don't want Cristiano.
Contra CR7. If this one comes to my Athletic club, I will cancel my 2 subscriptions. We are not an asylum to collect scum.
No, of course not. I mean, this summer, you just signed Axel Witsel from Borussia Dortmund. I mean, yeah, he's a good midfielder, sure, but I mean, the most famous thing he ever did in his career was break someone's leg in 4 places. I mean, he got banned for 8 games. He was lucky not to go to jail, and the video has over 1 million views. So like it or not, that's Axel's legacy. I mean, you also recently signed a man who went through a stage of continuously trying to eat people, and Diego Costa looks like someone who, well, give it 15 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if a story came out where he's been imprisoned for murdering his grandmother at some wedding in Brazil. I mean, Chris, you signed Emre Belözoğlu in 2012. I mean, he's had more racism scandals than I've had showers this month. I mean, you don't exactly sign choir boys.
At the club, we would never put the results of the brand, image, or economic dividends before the sport or social ones. Here a Mexican who does somersaults would never train, nor would a fool born in Madeira play.
As far as Twitter vomit usually goes, this one reads a bit like a poem. I mean, I bet someone's responded to this Shakespeare-esque sonnet by just writing ratio in the comments.
Never on my team. Our values are above your goals. Contra CR7. It's better to lose than win with this guy, Contra CR7.
Atletico fans, what are you whining for? Do you not realize how perfect this man would be for your team? Forget the fact that his mere presence in the canteen will stick a spring in João Felix's step. I mean, there's a kid who probably grew up with Ronaldo posters on his wall. But lads, he'll take the role of Luis Suarez, and you just know he'll score about 25 La Liga goals this year. And let's not forget, when you look at similarly aging, formerly world-class forwards who've joined the club, both David Villa and Luis Suarez, when the football world had written both of them off, they both helped Atletico win the Liga in their debut season. Even when a used up digital like Fernando Torres came back, they nearly won the Champions League. So, signing veterans with a big name, it works at this club. And Atletico Madrid aren't actually that far away from more success. If they had just turned 5 defeats into wins last season, they'd have won the Liga 2 seasons in a row. That's it. That's all it was. 5 games. I mean, that rocky December patch where they somehow lost all 4 games before Christmas, that is what destroyed their title push. If they had just fixed that December meltdown before Santa Claus would come down the chimney, they'd once again be the champions of Spain. Atletico, if you're being given the opportunity to sign a man with 5 Ballon d'Ors, then Christ above, take it. I mean, can you imagine this man returning to the Bernabeu as the pantomime villain, leaping like a salmon to score the winning goal past Thibaut Courtois? It would be one of the most delicious villainous subplots we've seen in years. Honestly, Atleti, get over yourselves. You are a club who likes to portray yourselves as the villain. Chrysler, Diego Simeone is just a box of face paint away from being the Joker of the Dark Knight. If Ronaldo wants to return to Madrid, then you should be accepting this guy with open arms and a loaf of bread for his wife. Honestly, lads, Cristiano Ronaldo is going back to Madrid. It's just gonna happen. It's inevitable. By the way, a quick brief segue for a minute. Yesterday, I ran out in a crunch derby clash between the Magpie channel and Newcastle Fans TV in aid of the Be a Game Changer charity. Great cause, great game. And I scored a hat-trick of worldly bangers. Play the clip. The only way they can stop me? Thanks, Johnny. But also, the Magpie channel owner, Matty Renton. You've probably seen him on AFTV before. Well, he had not kicked the ball since 2018. That almost doesn't compute in my brain. I mean, what, did you have leprosy in both legs? And yet, he still banged one in top bins. So go over to his channel and let's try and get him an extra 1,000 subscribers. So tell him you were sent by the Irish guy and congratulate him on being 2010 Andy Carroll. Go subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV as well. Anyway, back into the video. Anyway, that's what you do, and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.